Welcome to a 20-minute yoga flow. I'm 38 weeks pregnant, so this yoga flow is easy, gentle, and focuses on releasing some compression through the side of the body and back. We're going to start in a seated position, lengthening through the spinal column and crown of the head. Start by connecting to your breath, placing the hands on the side of the body and breathing into your hands. You want to feel your ribs moving out to the sides on the inhale, and as you exhale, the ribs are moving back towards your body. Take as many breaths as you need to build your connection to the present moment, to the space, to your baby. Placing the hands back on the knees, we're now going to introduce movement with rotation through the neck, turning the head from side to side, noticing the sensation through the neck, through the muscles, observing the amount of movement left compared to right. And then following the rotation, you're going to add in a side bending movement, turning the head, and then tilting the head. Noticing the sensations with that combination of rotation and side flexion. From here, adding rotation down through the spine, and this is a halfway rotation. So because of the baby, you're not going to be able to move into postures like you once could. And we're just rotating halfway, placing one hand in front of the body and the other behind. Moving with your breath, you exhale as you move into the twist. Returning now back to center, interlock your fingers and on an inhale, raise the arms up. As you exhale, you lower your arms. Repeat this movement using your breath as your guide and wrapping your breath around the movement. Take the hands to the back of the head, and now we're moving into rotation once again. Now with the hands behind the head, it's going to feel a lot tighter, and you just move into this movement as much or as little as you can. It's really going to depend on the size of your baby and potentially either how stiff or mobile you've become over the past few weeks. From here, we're going into side bending. So on the exhale, you're taking your elbow towards your knee, and again, the size of the baby is going to dictate how much you can move into the position, and it will feel uncomfortable. You actually physically won't be able to move too far, so you're just creating that little bit of movement that's comfortable for you. Now releasing the hands, circles with the hands to the knees, and we're going to exhale round the back, creating that little bit of space through the back of the vertebrae. And on an inhale, bring the shoulder blades together and moving into extension. So this is a seated cat-cow. You move with your breath, inhaling extension. And on the exhale, you're rounding to whatever degree or amount you have available to you. After your next exhalation, we're going to transition and make our way into an all fours position. Now, when you're pregnant, you really do need blocks to move through a yoga flow. So placing the blocks underneath your hands, coming to a all fours position. Inhale, push up through the blocks, through your arms, and exhale, round your back. Moving through cat and cow in the all fours position, matching the movement with your breath. Exhale, rounding your back, creating space, and on an inhale, rolling the shoulders back, arching through the upper back. Next, exhale, we're going to take it into a side plank, a modified side plank. And we're inhaling, moving into the position. You can stay here, but if you feel comfortable, you can raise your top arm, the left arm, reaching through the fingers and taking the arm in line with the ear. Now that's really going to create length through the side of the body and decompress through your ribs. Swapping over to the opposite side, reaching through the top hand on the inhale and then taking the arm in line with the ear. Lowering the hand back down, coming back to your all fours position. You can inhale the chest up, exhale into the downward facing dog position, walking through the feet, taking your time to stretch through either leg. And just knowing that all of your postures are going to look a little bit different to how they usually would prior to pregnancy. So walk forward. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to the block. Exhale, bend your knees, arms go in between the knees and we're coming down into a squat position. You inhale, straightening the legs again. You can round the back this time. Exhale, down into your squat position, hands out in front. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands to the blocks, hands to the thighs, come up to standing. Next inhalation, raise the arms in line with the ears. As you exhale, fold down, hands to the blocks, feet go wide, blocks go to the highest setting. You're inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, blocks come down, hands to the blocks. You step back to downward facing dog. Breathing here. Creating length through the back. Slow, relaxed breaths. Lower the knees, roll your shoulders back as you push through the hands, inhaling, raising your chest. Exhale, round your back, tuck your toes, lift the knees, and shift back to the downward facing dog. Prepare for the warrior one, right foot 45, left foot forward. You inhale your right arm up. Exhale, place it back down, hands to the blocks. We're stepping back to downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Shift back to the child's pose. Transition back up to all fours. Inhaling, chest forward, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Opposite side, left foot 45, right foot forward. Right hand pushes up on thigh to raise your left arm. It's a modified warrior one. Then stepping back, lower the knees. Inhale, all fours position. Exhale, child's pose. Pause. All fours position. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Breathing here for a moment and then stepping your feet to the outer edges of your blocks. We're inhaling, halfway lift, hands to the thighs and coming up to standing, reaching as you inhale and exhale, lowering the arms. Moving through the flow, it's an in-breath as you reach, an out-breath as you fold. An in-breath, halfway lift. A out-breath as you step back to downward dog. A in-breath as you lower the knees, all fours position. A out-breath as you move into the child's pose. A breath in, all fours. A breath out, downward facing dog. Modified warrior 1, right foot 45, left foot forward. We're reaching the right arm up. Exhale, lower the hand. Step back 2, downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Breathing in. Breathing out. You breathe in to come forward to all fours. You breathe out to transition to downward facing dog. Opposite side. Left foot 45, right foot forward. Right hand pushes you up. Left hand reaches. Left hand back to block. We're stepping back. Lowering the knees. Opening the chest on the in-breath. And as you exhale, you shift back to your modified child's pose. One breath, one movement. We're back in downward facing dog. Stepping our feet to the outside of the block, inhaling, halfway lift on high blocks. Exhale, hands to the thighs coming all the way up on an in-breath. And exhale, lowering the hands. Inhaling, another round of the flow. You're moving through. You breathe out, you fold down. You breathe in, halfway lift. You breathe out and step back to downward facing dog. You breathe in as you lower the knees, all fours. You breathe out, modified child. You breathe in, all fours position. You breathe out, downward facing dog. Modified warrior 1, right foot 45, left foot forward. Inhale, and now circle the arm all the way back. Bring it back forward all the way to the block. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Knees to floor. Circle with shoulders, inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Swapping over, opposite side, stepping forward with the right foot, pressing through the right hand. We're inhaling the arm up and circling it all the way back. Bring it back to the block, both hands down, step back. Lower the knees on the in-breath back to all fours, chest forward. Push through the hands, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours, tuck the toes, lift the knees and shifting back to your downward facing dog position. Walking your feet forward. Blocks to the highest setting. We're inhaling to a halfway lift. Straightening the legs and then bending the knees as you press the hands up. Inhaling all the way to standing and exhale, lowering the arms. So now transitioning feet wide, sitting sideways on the mat. Inhale, both arms up, fingertips touch above the head. Lower the arms to shoulder height. Then we're going to inhale the right arm up, reaching over into a lateral stretch. Pausing, returning back to center. Both arms come up above the head. Lower the right arm, reach through your left, and then go into your side stretch on the opposite side. Returning back to center, fingertips touch, and exhale, lower the arms, hands to hips. Take a breath in and prepare to fold forward. Now when you fold forward, grab a block, place it in front of you, and then try and shift your weight forward so the weight is evenly through your heels of the feet and your midfoot. You're wanting to really focus on getting that length through the spine. You can turn the toes in for a different sensation or to target a different part of the leg. And just maintain really nice relaxed breathing. We're going to turn the feet out now. And depending on how you feel, you can begin to bend one knee at a time and shift your weight slightly to the side. Now this is going to target the inner thigh muscles of the left leg first, and then you're going to swap over to the opposite side. So just feel the muscles on the inner thigh and breathe into those muscles. Moving from side to side at your own pace, staying nice and relaxed. This is going to be a great stretch for those who are planning that natural birth and wanting to lengthen and really relax those muscles. Now transitioning back to the front of the mat, we're going to move back into the downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Lower the knees. Back to your child's pose. Pressing through the hands. Slow breathing. Walking the hands back. Now we're going to transition into a seated posture. And our first seated posture is Baddha Konasana. Now you might want to sit up on a block or a cushion, but during pregnancy, different things are going to feel comfortable for different people. So you can try a block, and if it doesn't work for you, you can go just straight on the floor. The soles of the feet are together and the hands are resting on the feet. Now you're just relaxing here, connecting to your breathing, moving into really a meditative state. Focusing on length through the spinal column, through the crown of the head. Now straightening one leg, you're going to move into almost a side bend and rotation movement. Now again, depending on the size of your belly, it'll be how much you can move into this posture. And it will look a little bit different for everyone, but we are wanting to try and target the sides of your body. We're swapping over opposite side, rotating a little bit, and then just reaching that left arm down the left leg. So it may not look like I'm getting much of a lateral stretch or rotation, but for me it feels quite a lot. From here, I'm going to transition into a side lying position using a bolster or a cushion underneath the ribs. So this is just to help open up through the ribs. As throughout my pregnancy, I've been getting a lot of compression and pain. Probably I'd say chronic pain through the ribs, and raising the arm up. And then just leaving it by the side of the body, just taking some breaths with that cushion underneath the side of the ribs, creating a little bit of space in the joints. And I recommend doing anywhere from 3 to 5 breath cycles here, and really seeing if you can utilize the cushion. Then transitioning to lying on the back. We won't be here very long, so I'm going to position the cushion just in line with the mid-thoracic or the nipple line. Interlock the fingers and arch back. Now, my lower back is in a neutral position here, so I wouldn't recommend arching the whole back. Your pelvis, lower back's neutral. Then moving over onto the opposite side. 3 to 5 breaths here. Now, if you don't have a round cushion like me, you could use really any cushion or a couple of towels, or potentially a yoga block as well, but really working out what works for you. When you feel like you've moved through the mid-back, the sides of both ribs. You can now make your way into your relaxation position. Now, I'm going to be lying on my left side using a bolster underneath my top knee and a pillow underneath my head. Now is the time to simply relax, connect with your breath, your body, and your baby.